What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to show you how I design my outboard brackets. When I start drawing the bracket itself, there are a few main factors that need to be taken account. First, I start checking how long bracket I'm going to need, that I can still trim the engine enough, example for trailering. In this case, my bracket is 70 centimeters long and I can trim the engine, almost the whole engine out of the water, which is more than enough. I think that the V8 Yamaha is so much taller that I need to make a little bit longer bracket for that Smuggler project. When I have decided the bracket length, I can start measuring the height of the bracket. This is very important if you want to make your boat run as good as possible. So the engine shaft length tells you how high you mount the bracket. Shaft length is the measure from this mount point into this anti-ventilation blade. And this anti-ventilation blade should be even, or in most cases a little bit higher than your boat's bottom. Then when the water comes under your boat, it goes through here and your propeller is going to get enough water to push your boat forward. If you mount the engine too low, all these parts are going to increase the water resistance and make your boat go slower. So the best position is as high as possible until the prop starts slipping. Anti-ventilation blades even with your boat's bottom is a good start which will work fine in almost every time. But modern props are so good that usually you can raise the engine by an inch or two. And you should, because that just makes your boat go faster and more fuel efficient. But that's the case in normal engine mounting situation. When using bracket like this is not a hull extension, so this is adding setback for your engine. Now when the water is coming underneath your boat, it will have time to raise before it hits the engine and the prop. So the rule of thumb is that every feet setback means that you can raise your engine about 1 inch. Example in this case. This bracket is 3 feet long and my engine is with 25-inch shaft. So I have mounted this bracket so that it's 25 inch above the bottom line plus 3 inch because of this setback. But this engine was still too low when I got for a test drive, so I'm going to lift it 1 bolt hole higher for this summer. So these bolt holes give you always little opportunity to adjust the height. Because this anti-ventilation blade specifies your engine mount height, it means that before you choose the engine, you must measure the distance from your bottom into the waterline. Then you can think how long shaft you are going to need. If you go with too long shaft, your center of gravity point will raise for no reason and it can make your boat very roll sensitive. Then the size of the bracket itself. Backplate minimum size comes from the engine mount bracket. It can't be smaller than this. Bottom of the bracket should be in a slight angle that it supports the engine weight better. The width of the bracket you have to decide by how much flotation you want from your bracket. So the underwater volume will add flotation and change your boat's sitting angle. Usually when you put these outboard engines back there, you must compensate that rear heaviness with floating bracket. Especially if you are using multiple heavy engines. You must also check that you don't make too wide bracket, because the water is rising after the bottom also from here. And the idea of the bracket is that when driving on plane, the bracket is not touching the water. The flotation is just for carrying the engine weight better when the boat is sitting still. I usually make this top of the bracket even with the waterline. Then it's easy to build example a swim platform on it, like we are doing in our Smuggler project. And next is time to go behind the boat and start measuring the transom. So I'm going to measure all the sides and the angles of the transom. Then I can draw it into the paper or AutoCAD in this case and start sketching the bracket behind it. The V-bottom dead rise and the transom angle are pretty hard to measure, but you can use measuring square and then calculate those angles. You can usually find these measures from the boat's manufacturer, but not in this case, so I have to measure those. And in the next video I'm going to show you how I designed the bracket for our Smuggler boat project. I'm also going to show you an easy way to calculate your boat's estimated longitudinal center of gravity point.